Doing a drink review here today, and I'll be eating some pecans. The drink I'll be reviewing is Polar Sparkling Frost Black Raspberry. This is flavored sparkling water, zero added sugar plus caffeine. This has got 10 calories. This is like their normal sparkling water does not have caffeine. This is 64 milligrams of caffeine per bottle, 140 mcgs of antioxidants per bottle. Let's see how this tastes. It could be decent. It smells alright. Excuse me for that. For a second, I didn't realize. I'm like drinking the thing and not even realizing I'm recording a video. If you like those burping and drink videos, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Pretty good taste. It almost has like a, I don't know what the word would be. But I like that flavor. Black raspberry. It's solid. I like a lot of raspberry stuff. Raspberry related beverages does not necessarily have to be blue raspberry. But now my stomach's making noise. Oh, now the cat wants to get in here. This is pretty good. It's not bad. Pretty refreshing as well, which is nice. These are a buck at least at Food Lion. They're probably $1 in Walmart as well. I don't know if Lowe's has them. Because they have their regular polars that are just, no calories, I'm pretty sure. At least no caffeine, maybe. But, this isn't bad. Pretty refreshing drink. Decent taste. I'd probably go a 7 out of 10 on this one. I don't know. It's solid. Like, I would probably drink this again. I won't. I actually might, because sometimes I'll pick these, both the polars up. Because I only saw these for the first time the other day when we were in Food Lion. I was like, what's that? Because I always go down the aisle now. Food Lion's had some remodeling done, so they have all the drinks in the same aisle now. It used to be like energy drinks and like the coffee stuff would be in its own aisle, different from like soda and water and this kind of sparkling water or whatever. And now it's all together, so. Get into the old pecans. And just roasted and salted. Cat wants to come in here. Should be asking him to let her out. Let her in. I'll have to edit it out. Whoops. pecan. How about sea bottles? I said we were going to drop our old grill off at the dump. And we did. On Friday. I had to completely dismantle it just to get it in the fucking car. But we got a new one that we used the other night. Just some burgers and hot dogs. Pretty decent. I'm filming this the same day. I filmed the pizza video. I can't even remember. I'm trying to get into a groove again. I think I said in another video. I've said it here and there in the past week. I'm not in a groove right now. There's not, it happens from time to time. I like to be ahead of it. So, like, I would have already had this video done and maybe even two, like Monday and Tuesday already scheduled, and then I can go from there. I don't like being behind, and I've been behind recently. You might see less videos this month. And by less, I mean you'll still see like 25 to 28. But I think I skipped 4 days in July. And it worked out fine. It's still a good month. Of course, like I said, the McDonald's video it's like 8,000 views almost in like a week. So, when in doubt, people love watching McDonald's. It's interesting too because, I've done I haven't even done in terms of fast food, the most, I don't know which one, maybe Taco Bell. Taco Bell's they never view poorly in fast food eating videos, but McDonald's always just, I think the lowest McDonald's is over 6,000 views, right? And the highest is 20,000 plus. But stuff like Taco Bell, Burger King, sometimes they do extremely well, 10, 11,000. This is the case of Burger King, and then other times it's 3. Taco Bell's a little more never goes nuts, but it's alright. So McD's, for whatever reason. I also will say, actually, Subway usually does pretty well, and Domino's, which I'll probably be doing a Domino's video when I'm in Florida. 3 weeks. I mean, we'll be done in 3 weeks. I'm going to be down there for a couple of weeks. No, less than 2. 10, 12 days or something. I like to go down and see my mom and aunt. I like to get down there for a little bit. And then I help them both with stuff around the house and shit that they can't do. So it'd be nice, like I said, it's gonna be nice to get down there. You might see another McDonald's video. Actually, like I said, it sucks because I don't want to be chowing deli meats. But over the 12 days, I'll probably do like 3 fast food videos. Domino's is definitely gonna be one. McDonald's will probably be another. I don't know what the other one would be. It might be like Wendy's or Taco Bell. I could always get Subway down there. I go to Ollie's a couple of times. They're actually going to be opening an Ollie's in Ashboro, so that's kind of cool. I like that store. I've been to the one in Greensboro like 5 times. And Lake Wales in Florida has one. Yeah, so I've been there a couple times. It's where I got the Kickback Transformer. The like Studio Series one, but it was like what the figure looked like back in the day when it came out in the 80s. Because they just sell cheaper stuff there. They get a lot of, it's kind of like the Ollie's is actually going where the Big Lots used to be. Because I think Big Lots is pretty much done. Well, they closed like 90% of the stores. This one closed and then came back. I guess independent people or whoever took it over. And then it was gone again. So Ollie's gonna go there. But they get a lot of like, in terms of like all types of shit, food, whatever it may be, toys, games, books. They get a lot of like, I guess the overflow and the shit that doesn't sell at like other places. I don't know where they get this from, like wholesale sellers or like other stores sell off their dead inventory. I don't know, but like even like it's like cat food, it'll be like Fancy Feast, but it'll be like, let's use an example of Friskies or whatever. It'll be like that one, they'll have like 2 flavors, and it's like the 2 that like nobody really buys. If you're lucky, maybe your cat eats them and you're like, oh shit. But still a cool store to go into. Yeah, I'll be going by the GameStop in Eagle Ridge Mall. There was also, I don't know if it's gonna still be there. Last time, back in December, my fiance went for Christmas. We were there, and they had like a. It was funny too because they had a random kind of like outlet type store. Because this mall doesn't have. The anchor stores are pretty much gone from this place, except I think like Dillard's. I think it's called. So this kind of place took it over. One of the other anchors. And so you walk in and there was like collectible type stuff right in the front. Then all of a sudden there's like gaps of empty space and random bins of things, and then there's beds. It was very back rooms. The way it was. It's like waiting to, you just end up in an endless maze of weird shit. But there's another kind of almost like antique thrift type place in there too, which had some games and shit. That I want to see if that's still there at that point. I don't know. Some of these places you don't know if they're gonna last that long. I'll stop there with that. But check that out. I'll go to the flea market and find some Blu-rays. is the flea market. The game stuff, like I think I said the last time I went to the flea market. Somebody had, like, I had to ask the price. I knew it was not going to be cheap. It was like, was it original? It was, I think it was a Game Boy Color and like original Game Boy games. And I think there was a Game Boy Color included. It wasn't original Game Boy. There's some decent, there's like a Pokemon in there. I don't know which one. And some other stuff. Decent stuff. And I was like, let me just, I'm thinking like, man, if this thing's like $50, I think they want like 120 or some shit. And I was like, I mean, I don't even know if this, I mean, the thing is, problem is you don't know. When it comes to the Pokemon games, the old ones, the battery might not work, the save battery. That happened to me once. I sold it, and then the person was like, the save battery doesn't work. And I tested the game, but I didn't think, this is like the first time I ran into this, I didn't think to test it. That it saved. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I ended up giving him like a partial refund. Now, I probably didn't sell for shit on the Pokemons. They're more expensive now than they were. This was like 2000, I don't know, 9 or 10 maybe. So they were, they would sell well, but not what they do now. You know, it's like when I sold Silent Hill 4 in 2009 for like $25, 20 or 25 bucks. I came on the PS2. The game sells for like 150 to $200 now. Now, once again, from 2009 to 2026, 17 years. Did it really gain that much value over 17 years? Maybe at most $10 a year it gained. And now, well, I will say it probably peaked. They still go up a bit here and there. They're not going down. But it reached like $150 to $200, probably, like, and maybe it's even over too, but, you know, 3-4 years ago. But still, like, you're just kind of like shit because you know, you get this stuff and if you're selling, you gotta move it, and you're only going by the times. And nobody's paying $150 for Silent Hill 4 back in 2009. And like I said, the video games with the explosion and survival horror really came on big. They always had value. Not a shit ton, but they would always have value more so than a lot of other genres. Overall, of course, you'd find some RPGs that are very valuable as well, but I feel like even like basically, it's hard to find like budget priced survival horror. Now you can, like the Condemned games and some of the Resident Evils. And I'm talking more older stuff. And you know, I'm not talking like, you know, last generation, this generation, although you can still find some. It's really PS2 before, so the Condemns are a little different. You know, even the Dead Spaces are not expensive. But like we'll say like the big ones, like the Resident Evils, the Silent Hills, the Fatal Frames, those have the clock towers, those have a lot of value. And then the random stuff, Haunting Ground, Rule of Rose, Kuon. I'm telling you, like, Kuon in 2009, this is a PS2 game. In 2009, it was like a $10 to $15 game. That game, I think, loose, or, you know, not new, we'll say complete. Loose, it's probably, without, disc only is probably still very expensive, but complete, I'm telling you, that game, I'm pretty sure, let's look it up. I want to say that game pushes $1,000 now. You know, I remember people showing it on their collection videos back in 2009. It was just like, oh, it seems like a cool game. Like, just here's a underrated horror game that's, you know, $15, $20, whatever, $10. Now you'd be like, I found this hidden, this priceless item. Kuon PS2. Let's see, what do we guess in here? All right, disc only is $674. A complete copy someone's selling here for. I laugh at this. $1,950 for a complete copy of Kuon for the PS2. $550 to ship it. Are you fucking kidding me? You can't offer free shipping at that point? For $1,950? Now, here's the fucking nuts thing. If you got the money to throw around, someone's trying to sell it for $2,400 too, which is insane. $1,900. This is way more expensive than I thought. So this either bumped up or I just haven't looked in a while. $3,000 with shipping. Get the fuck out of here. You can't charge free shipping. You get 3Gs. I mean, your eBay fees are going to be astronomical on 3Gs. I'm trying to think what $3,000 would be in shipping fees. eBay fees would be a good amount. So even whatever, 22,000 on the low end, 1,900 to 2,000 on the low end. If you found that game for $300 complete, you have to buy it if you have the money because you're gonna make a shit ton off of it. I can't believe that's that much. Oh my God. Now that is exceeded because Haunting Ground and Rule of Rose always had more value even 15 years ago. Kuan was floating around. Kuan exploded and took the lead. It might be the most valuable PS2 game. Let's see Rule of Rose. It can't be $2,000. Yeah, Rule of Rose, that's UK, so you're going to get it cheap if you bought the UK version. Alright, $1,250. This also has the warranty card in it. That's a big thing now when you have the warranty card or the, what do they call it? It was usually like attached to the manual. You pull it off. The registration card. People love that now, so it's like that's a thing people add in there. It's not true complete unless it has its registration card and warranty information. Disc case, $784, $53 shipping. That's coming from Canada though, so that's different on the shipping. $960. Liquid damage to the artwork. This is insane, man. Back in the day, Rule of Rose was like $200 game, and you were like, "Oh my God." Now it's like, I don't know where this happened. See, I mean, at this point, Haunting Grounds is steal because it's $500. Somebody's selling it for $5. You can find it for $500. Get the fuck out of here. I would never pay that much for a video game. It just makes no sense. Because I would rather, if I was going to spend $500 on a game, I would rather spend the $500 on, like, at that point you could spend it on $10, $50 games and get a ton of great shit. You know, like, I could have $1 million in the bank and I'm like, I'm not paying $3,000 for Kuan. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Can't do it. It's not worth that. I feel like the only people, but you're not buying that to just play it. Oh, I really want to play that. I'm just going to drop $3,000 and play it. I feel like you're just buying it to have it in your collection. At this point, the crazy thing is, like, at this point, if you were able to get that game at like $1,500, we'll say you get it at $2,000. Are you hoping it still gains? Like, what is the limit on these titles? Sorry, I've turned into a survival horror ramble. What is the limit? Like, is it going to be $4,000 2 years from now? Like, are you making a nice investment buying it for 2 G's and 2 years, 3 years from now, 4 years from now? It's fucking $4,000. Are they going to keep going up? It's nuts. It's crazy. And that didn't happen. Like, even in the 2015s, early 2020s, it was probably COVID that caused this fucking boom. Nobody was leaving the house, and all of a sudden everybody's buying fucking video games and sports cards and Pokemon shit and toys left and right. They had to they had an itch, and they had to fucking, they had to fill a hole. And all of a sudden, by buying all that shit, they didn't realize this shit was going to gain a ton of value over 5-6 years. Now, some of those games, even before 2020, had value, but I feel like, after 2020, it's just like, some stuff is starting to, like, some of the cards are starting to lower a little bit. Not many of them. It's crazy, man. It's almost, like, it's funny because even regular games coming out at $70, it's like, holy shit, I can buy Super Nintendo and Genesis games for a little less than that. Great games, where 10 years ago, you were like, oh my God, $60 for an old school game. I don't really want to do it. And now you're like, well, fucking new games are $70. Like I said with the Halo 5 remake, I keep saying Halo 5, the original Halo remake, and Silent Hill Townfall at $50, you're like, oh my God, I'm getting a steal here at $50. It's crazy, man. Like, but the problem is, those newer games, I feel like the PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Switch 2, like $70 games, like, you buy them and it's like they're never going, a few might, those limited run games or some random ones might all of a sudden gain some value, but 10 years from now, I feel like those $70 games are going to be fucking useless, although maybe not, with Sony going away from discs, and who sees what, we'll see what Microsoft does. But anyway, drink review 7, did I say 7 out of 10 on this Polar? sparkling frost, the black raspberry, solid drink, eating some pecans, and then I might just say, and rambling about survival horror video game prices. But thanks for checking this out.